My name is Lucas Estrada. I'm with Black Market Marvel Sourdough.
And my name is Katie Estrada, and I'm also part owner of Black Market Marvel Sourdough.
So we are going to give you guys a little recap of 2023, what it was like for us in the bakery and what we learned, and what we plan on achieving in 2024. So
I'd say 2023 was more about establishing what we wanted to become, and fixing up the sling-in wagon, coming up with our menu, traveling to bakeries, how often we want to travel, more logistics.
More about learning. It was all about learning.
Yeah, it was more about a learning curve and figuring out more recipes, tweaking them to what we like, what the customers are liking, time adjustments. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
I think sales areas too was a big one. Trying to find consistent areas to sell was probably the biggest struggle we had.
That was definitely a doozy because, that's a video for
another time.
It's definitely been really that I thought that would be the easy part, is selling it.
But I guess that's something that I feel like, as someone going into this, I thought I knew that it was going to be easy to sell, but with the amount of
people want the product. That's not the problem.
It's not that people don't want the product. It's the fact that we don't have a consistent.
Where do you sell it?
Because they don't really tell you. Most of these people who start major bakeries usually take out a loan or inherit some sort of massive
or have
money.
Like a finance backer or something.
I mean,
like
yeah,
that.
Papa's the silent investor, but
Thank you.
Yes. But it wasn't like we were taking thousands and thousands of dollars. We were starting and we were relying more on ourselves. So whatever we sold is what we would take and reinvest. And to this day, we still do that.
I haven't gotten a paycheck yet.
I have not either. Well, take that back. We both got some money dedicated to us when you went to Puerto Rico and you went to the East Coast.
That's true. I mean, we do take a vacation.
We do take vacations.
But we try and base that around the bakery stuff too. Like, okay, I have to make sure that I visit a couple of bakeries on each trip. And I think that's honestly where I've learned a lot from. Now for 2024, like the conchas, right? Our bread menu is pretty much set. There are some things on the menu that we have tried out that we want to keep for the bakery when we get more space, because the space is...
Space is also another limiting factor, and I would highly advise anybody that's looking into starting a bakery is to try and consider space-wise, because right now our living room, when we show in other videos, is literally it's like a walk-in fridge. There's 3 fridges and freezers like right there, and you really don't understand how much it takes over your house.
Well, because you're trying to afford the next step, so like. We will end up keeping a lot of things like the sfogliatelli, like from Boston.
I think we'll revive them. We'll bring
it will
back.
come back once we can get like the sheeting machine, but that's a huge space consumer. I would much rather invest in like a floor mixer or something like that. But we are going to be putting a 40-foot long building. We looked at a couple of different places to move into for 2024. And I just think that the best thing for us for right now
is to stay cottage.
Stay cottage license. And
I wouldn't say we're staying small, but we're staying smart. Rather than trying to invest and then invest all this money in rent for a building, I would much rather have a 40-foot long building and invest that money, because that's a building I own now. I'm not paying someone else. I'm keeping that money, and I'm able to turn it into what I want. And I want people to be able to come to this building and see that what really goes on.
And like be able to hold workshops there later as well.
And not just have it there, but have it as a safe place for everybody to come. Anybody can come. Anybody, if you feel like, man, I really want to learn a new skill, I really want to learn a new hobby, come to Black Market Marvel Sourdough and we will gladly teach you.
And I do think that keeping it like a learning center here is a wise move. Because I think once we open a storefront business, we're going to get too busy. And it's just going to go on the back burner and we won't go back to it. I would love to say that I have that kind of self-control where I can go do something for myself, but I usually put myself last, and so I'm not I'm not doing that.
I really would like to really make it last here. We always had this freed up land on our property that we never really had a plan for. But now that we have this bakery idea and this bakery that's going to come through, we now see that it'll fit perfectly, like parking lots, everything. I mean, it just fits.
It will be really
amazing.
Nice. And then the other thing for 2024, so I think we have all of our breads done. We have the conchas.
Most of our pastries are done.
We have all of the line of cookies that we sell. That's all taken care of. We have the brioche, which is like a soft sandwich bun. We just did buy a slicer.
Yes.
So I think we just need another fridge and some counter space. And I think then we're going to kind of pause there for a minute and see what markets there are that are available.
I would really like to see our product end up in more cafes.
Yes.
Not large, like big coffee places, but small local coffee shops. Bisbee, Sierra Vista.
I don't think I ever want to get into
corporates.
No, I don't. That's not where my goal or my heart is.
My heart lives with my community, and I will support my community because my community supports me, and I'll support small other businesses just like they support me as well. And it's a lot of teamwork that goes into building a bakery, because you can have a bakery, but if you don't have a clientele or a community, you'll unfortunately fall through. But thankfully,
think that eventually what I would love to be able to do is like work more with other bakeries as well.
I think not crushing them or getting rid of them, but taking the knowledge that you have and sharing it and allowing them to share their knowledge with you.
Yes.
And so 2024 is going to continue to be a learning year for us, but I also want it to be more dedicated to growth, more of idea-wise, expansion-wise.
And community growth, doing more events in the community, trying to locally source some more items. I want to go with Hayden Flour, like I had talked about before. They're a local mill that grows their own wheat here in Arizona, so I would like to probably switch over to them. If we have honey in some of our recipes, I'd like to switch over to our local honey.
But staying local too in the garden and becoming a self-sufficient bakery.
It's like a little hub. It's like a community hub that people will be able to utilize. And I think that we have the homesteading part down of that.
And we have...
But I think that adding in the bakery is kind of like the completion to it.
I don't think a storefront is really in view quite yet for 2024. That might be 2025.
Maybe even 26.
26. But that's a long-term dedication. But this 40-foot long building is going to happen within the next month.
Have a community center where we can
I would much rather keep it local. And that's something for other bakers that I would, like I said, strongly advise you do, is keep it local for as long as possible.
I want to work on some collabs, some collaborations with our local bakers too. Especially like farmers market, more organizing, like we have the Valentine's Day markets coming up, like, hey, let's all get together and all do heart cookies, or something like that.
Expand our more creative side of things. I mean, we're not saying we're not creative, but those are kind of the ideas that we want to accomplish, and those are some of the lessons that we learned in 2023. So yeah, I'm Lucas Estrada with Black Market Marble Sourdough.
And I'm Katie Estrada. And I hope you all have a fabulous day, and if not, only you can change it. Bye, homies.